Hello again, kings, queens, knights, and peasants, to another Tuesday tutorial with Zaper Gallis. Today we are going to be building a fully automatic AFK-able wheat farm. If you've been watching my streams lately, you'll know I'm building a giant one of these. But this is a more reasonable size, simpler build. Now, the gist of it is that you plant a bunch of wheat. The bees pollinate the wheat to make it grow fast. The farmer gathers all the wheat, drops it on the ground. Minecarts with hoppers picks the wheat up and puts it to your storage system. Now the supplies you're going to need to build this is 164 pieces of glass. These can actually be any block you want. I just recommend glass. You'll need 90 dirt, 90 building blocks of anything you want. You'll need 9 minecarts with hoppers. You'll need 9 stacks of seeds. These are not optional, make sure you have all of them. You'll need 18 power rails, 9 hoppers, 63 rails, 9 flowers of any kind, 18 levers. You'll need 9 bees, 1 farmer villager, and 3 beehives. You're also going to need a hoe. Yes, I'm flexing with wood and hoe. Fancy, ain't it? Okay, now you can also add an optional item sorter for your storage system. I recommend it to make things easier. And for that, you'll need 6 chests, 8 hoppers, 1 composter, 2 redstone torches, 2 redstone comparators, 6 redstone dust, 2 redstone repeaters, and 10 building blocks, solid blocks. So let's get into this. I'm going to start with the optional item sorter, just for the simplicity's sake, but again, this part is optional, so if you want, you can skip ahead. So start by putting your chests down. Hopper running into each chest. Composter on top of that chest. Put temporary blocks there. Running into those temporary blocks, put your hoppers. Make sure they do not connect to each other. Alright? Now place a hopper going into that composter. And then 2 hoppers going into that. Now the composter will basically take anything that's overflow from your storage unit and turn it into bone meal. So that is optional even for the optional part, but I recommend it because you ain't going to need all the seeds this thing's going to produce. Now, place 2 building blocks there. Redstone torch there. Repeater there. 2 blocks there. 4 blocks. 2 more blocks. Now this is a basic item sorter, which if you want more details, find one of the thousands of tutorials available for it. And then your 6 redstone dust. And that's your item sorter. You can seed the item sorter with sticks. By going into this middle hopper and put 4 sticks in. Make sure you leave that first inventory slot open. Do not put anything in here. Okay, so that is your sorting system. As you can tell, it's very quick, very simple. Alright, so the next part is going to be to build your main platform. So you're going to need your iron blocks and your hoppers. levers and rails. Okay, so this is going to build this lower platform and the collection system. So now then, with these hoppers, go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you'll have from here to here will be 9 hoppers. The reason this is 9 long is because one piece of water will water 9 by 9 square, so that's what we chose. Alright, so then place your building blocks along this wall. These are not needed, sorry. And then build an 8 by 9 square here. 8. Temporary block there. Alright. Now on each of these blocks, put a lever down and turn it on. Okay, with that lever on, put a line of rails there, and then your regular rails there. Make sure these front ones are power rails. Oh, and I forgot to do something important. You'll need to put your power rails on this slot too. So yeah, both ends should have roller power rails. Then you can place down your regular rails. So when you're done, it should look like that with the rails running end to end. So that's your collection system. With the collection system up, take your minecarts with rails. And then on each of these... Okay, so once you have this, use your minecarts with rails. And put one cart on each. So now you want to take your dirt. You'll need a hoe and 1 stack of seeds. Oh, and also your flowers. So place your dirt right over top of all of the rails. Alright, so once you have the rails covered, you can pick any side you want. Place down one more roll of dirt. And then cover that roll of dirt with flowers. So basically you'll have your 9 flowers planted across there. Okay, a quick apology at the beginning of this. I forgot you'll need one slab of any kind and 1 water bucket. Does not matter what type of slab it is, just make sure it's a slab. I think you can also use a staircase, but I don't know why you would. So right in the middle of this, which is 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your slab down on the bottom half and then waterlog it. Okay, now take your hoe and till all of the dirt into farmland. Alright, so this is what you should have so far. You have your collection system and your farmland. Go ahead and plant your wheat in the farmland now. Alright. So that is the farm. Okay, finally you're gonna need your grass, your glass, your beehives, the bees, the villagers, and the remaining 8 stacks of wheat. So come here. You'll need a temporary block there so you can place something on top of it, then remove it. Okay, now take your beehives, go opposite of your flowers. So if you put the flowers on this side, the hives go here. If you have your flowers here, the hives go here. But take your beehives. Now, if you're using a hive that already has bees in it, you probably want to cover everything up before you do this, but in this case, I'm using empty hives. So I can just place them down like this. So with those in place, finish encasing your farm in glass. Okay, with your roof on it, go ahead and put your bees in. So remember, each hive will hold 9 bees. Well, each hive holds 3 bees, so you'll need 9 bees. If you want this to be even more effective, go ahead and add more hives. Just remember, more hives you add, the more lag you're going to create, so... Alright, with the bees in, now we need to get our villager in place. Remember, he needs to be a farmer villager. I do not recommend putting him directly in the farm because he could mess it up if done wrong. So go ahead and get your villager in a little holding unit. Now, he has to be a farmer. One thing about Bedrock Edition, I don't know if this is true on Java or not, but you have to have at least 1 bed in the village for him to take a job. So, wait for him to become a farmer. Lock in his trade. Make sure he is always a farmer. And now we can delete the bed and the workstation. Now give him 8 stacks of seeds. The reason you want to give him 8 stacks of seeds is because the villager has 8 inventory slots. Now, if he has an empty inventory slot, he's going to pick up the wheat and make bread out of it, and then he'll stop farming when he has enough bread. So, by filling his inventory with seeds, he can never pick up wheat, and can never make bread, and will never stop farming. So once you have that, drop him down on top of your flowers. Do not drop him on the crop or he'll delete the crop. Alright, so as you can see, the bees will quickly pollinate those crops. And he's going to go and try to harvest the wheat, and he'll replant it immediately. Now that minecart with rail is going to pick the wheat up and put it in your sorting system. So there's the wheat and the seeds. When these get full, all the overflow is going to be pushed straight into this composter and be turned into bone meal. Alright, so a few things to note on this system. The more bees you have, the faster the crops can grow. If you make the field a little bit bigger, you can plant more crops, not to mention the bees are more likely to pollinate a few more crops on the way back to the hive. So really a little bit bigger is better. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, that's how the farm works, and I hope you find it useful. I was watching these bees up here, and I noticed one of them was just couldn't decide which flower to land on. And when I asked what the problem was, it was saying, it told me that it was having a floral dilemma. Thank you all for watching, and keep on rocking Knights of the Bedrock.